Good afternoon, everyone. Unfortunately, our standard SIG chair, Maurice Wilkins, can't be with us today. So unfortunately, you'll have to put it with me instead of Maurice. So members will join a SIG for many reasons. They may wish to improve their knowledge. They may impact on their business. They are experts and wish to impart their knowledge to others. They may wish to influence the subject through discussion and standardisation. The InstMC seeks to provide members influence in the field of measurement and control through representation in the wider community. One area where we can contribute is through the preparation of standards. International standards organisations that influence measurement and control are International Organisation for Standardisation, ISO, IEC, International Electrotechnical Commission, CEN, European Committee for Standardisation, CENELEC, European Committee for Electrotechnical Standardisation, nearly got a tongue twister there, sorry about that, and ETSI, European Telecommunications Standards Institute. You go to slide 2, please, Eric. Thank you. Many countries throughout the world have their own standards organisation which seek to influence the international standards makers through their national committees. The national committee in the UK is BSI. BSI has some 3,000 committees. Many of these mirror international and European standards committees. I couldn't believe it when I started to count up how many committees BSI had. No wonder they're struggling to meet their requirements. Many of the BSI standards committees of interest to measurement and control practitioners are under the umbrella of Electrotechnical Committee, LDASH, but not all of these. Many of the others you find instrumentation and control, measurement and control, measurement and automation, all over under different umbrellas within BSI. Within LDASH, there are some 200 committees. With some BSI committees, it's obvious that they're of interest to measurement and control practitioners. Two of these are GEL 65, Industrial Process Measurement Control and Automation, BSI EPL 66, Safety of Measurement Control and Laboratory Equipment. Obviously, they have measurement and control within their scope, and it's in their title, so it's obvious. But there are many, many others where you have to look hard to find a connection with measurement and control. The InstMC identified some 1,500 standards of interest to measurement and control practitioners. Some of those were not, you wouldn't think were direct of interest because they might be piping orientated or something like that, where there's obviously instrumentation and measurement and control practitioners have to interface with pipe work, and so you need to understand about the pipe work and things like that. Many BSI committees mirror IEC ISO committees. BSI GEL 65 and its subcommittees mirror IEC 65, TC 65, which are some 40 working groups and maintenance teams. They're all preparing standards, new standards, or they're reviewing existing standards for update. Can you have the next slide, please? Thank you. So how can you join a SIG? How can you join the standards making process? If you join an InstMC SIG that you're interested in, do you have expertise in a particular field of measurement and control that you'd like to share? Or are you prepared to use this expertise instead on a BSI committee? As has been mentioned already by many of the other SIG presenters, you can join a SIG whether you have expertise or not. The good thing about joining a SIG is we'd like you to contribute. Never think what you're saying or what you're bringing up at a meeting is silly. Sometimes this can be new thinking, and this new thinking is good for everyone, including the SIG. How to join a BSI committee. It's just recently changed as the way you join. This is the latest way. And what I would suggest initially is that you contact the InstMC Specialist SIG chairman. He or she can give you guidance, or on the standards SIG chair, you could contact Maurice Wilkins, and he'll give you guidance and help on how to join a BSI committee. But remember, with a BSI committee, you're expected to be an expert. So it isn't just that you're interested in a BSI committee and you'd like to join. I'm afraid, unfortunately, you're expected to do something and be an expert. So you have to do your apprenticeship, if you like, with a SIG that you're interested in. And in a few years' time, when you're an expert, you may be able to move to a BSI committee. So prospective BSI committee members must complete a BSI membership form. They're on the BSI website. You'll be asked to indicate your expertise and to submit a CV with your BSI application. The BSI committee manager will then put that to the committee for review, and ultimately a decision will be made and the applicant will be notified as to whether they are successful or not. Next slide, please, Ernest. One of the committees that I mentioned earlier, GEL 65, is looking for help in a number of areas. Under 65 itself, smart manufacturing, systems interface between industrial facilities and the smart grid are two areas that they're looking for help. Under GEL 65-2, which is a subcommittee of GEL 65, programmable control systems and function blocks. GEL 65-3, they're looking for help with field bus, high availability networks and wireless communications. And GEL 65-5, looking for help with product properties and classification, field device tool interface specifications, automation, engineering, data exchange format. Can I have the next slide, please? So GEL 65-2 is the panel that is actually reviewing and updating BS 6739. That's the Code of Practice for Instrumentation in Process Control Systems, Installation Design and Practice. And they need help in the following areas: sensor and measuring devices, smart sensor testing and security, online analyzers, sensor and control system communications, pollution prevention, measurement and control, final element and regulating devices, control rooms, alarm systems, human factors, and of course our good old favorite, cyber security. Electrical power supply systems, test and calibration equipment, calibration and commissioning documentation, weighing machines, potentially explosive atmospheres. The standard has some 20 clauses, and although you might think that this is the whole of the standard, these are just a few of the clauses where they're struggling to get help. There are many others, like cabling, for instance, which is going well, because we've had lots of input from the people on the safety side of things. that's reasonably well covered, but these are the areas that we're struggling to update. So if you've got an interest in these, if you could contact the chair, that would be great. I'll give you their information in a minute. So as you can see, we've moved on to the next slide. So if you're interested in joining the standard SIG, Maurice Wilkins is our chair, and he'd be pleased to hear from you. You could email him on this email address. And if you feel you could contribute towards the updating of BS 6739, Ian Callender would be very pleased to hear from you. If you could offer some help, that would be absolutely great. And as a final thing, I've just got what was said at the very beginning, which is how you can join a SIG. As you can see, it's click my InstMC, go to manage personal details, and then click on whichever special interest group you'd like to join. Thank you.